The events of Hollow Knight take place in the kingdom of Hallownest, a once great kingdom inhabited by a variety of bugs. Out of the various bugs that inhabit Hallownest, the Mushroom Clan sticks out like a sore thumb, or should I say, a sore shroom. Get it? Like spore shroom? Haha. Anyway, the mushrooms are kind of different from the other bugs of Hallownest because, well, they aren't bugs and they're actually pretty interesting. So in this video, I'm going to be taking a deep dive into the lore and history of the Mushroom Clan. So get something to eat, get cozy, and let's get into it. Chapter 1: Origins. The Mushroom Clan came to Hallownest long ago and settled in a place that was bordering both Deepnest and the City of Tears, and this place later came to be known as the Fungal Wastes. These mushrooms possessed a hive mind, which we can tell because of this lore tablet in the Fungal Wastes, which reads, "Strength in the shared self, strength in the mind united." They have also developed their own language, and we know this because the lore tablets in the Fungal Wastes can only be interpreted by equipping the Spore Shroom charm. There were many different mushroom creatures that settled in the Fungal Wastes, from these harmless young shroomlings which grow into the more aggressive shroomal ogres and shroomal warriors, to the funglings that float around and grow into fungoons which attack the night by spraying this infection gas thing, to the simple-minded ambloons that simply walk back and forth and deal contact damage to the night. The Mushroom Clan also seems to worship Mr. Mushroom, who is not actually part of the clan or the hive mind and has a mind of his own. We can tell that the Mushroom Clan use Mr. Mushroom as some sort of deity or god because of this lore tablet, which reads, "We speak the path of the Master Herald, he who would signal an age's end. Spawn of self their minds unite, aside the source of acid blight. Aglow in darkest winding depths, winds all howl above fossil stone steps. Monarch flies in air set still, to roots domains and snail one shrill. Path of worm, at new lands entered, their journey's end, the kingdom ventured." Now, it may seem like there's a lot to understand here, but basically, this Master Herald is Mr. Mushroom, and the rest of the lines are basically clues on where to find Mr. Mushroom in-game. So the first line basically means that the Mushroom Clan are followers of Mr. Mushroom. But enough about Mr. Mushroom for now. I've already made a whole video on him, and we can bring our focus back onto the Mushroom Clan. So, the mushrooms were living peacefully in the Fungal Wastes, or at least however peacefully mushrooms can live, when suddenly they found out that there were some newcomers that wanted to take over their territory. Chapter 2: The Mantises. It is unclear how exactly the Mantis tribe took over a part of the Fungal Wastes, but what we do know is that they somehow managed to settle in the lower part, near the Deepnest border. We can be pretty sure that the Mushroom Clan were living in the Fungal Waste before the Mantis tribe, because we can see that even the area where the Mantises set up their village is completely overrun with fungus, as you can see here. This means that the mushrooms had to have been there to fungicize it. So, while we don't know how exactly the conflict between the mantises and the mushrooms took place, we do know that it ended in peace, as we see in game that there is no fighting between them. It's not exactly clear how the conflict cleared up, but I found this very good theory by Reddit user Harvestman-man, which I'll have linked in the description of this video in case you want to check it out. So, according to this theory, the mantises and the mushrooms were still in conflict with each other when suddenly they were both attacked by a new common enemy. Chapter 3: Truce. Both the mushrooms and the mantises were suddenly attacked by the bugs of Deepnest, and then they had a common enemy. This attack by the bugs of Deepnest ended the conflict between the mantises and the mushrooms and led to a truce between them. This is indicated by the lore tablet in the Mantis village, which reads as follows: "The truce remains, our vigil holds, the beasts are kept at bay." This tablet is referring to the entrance to Deepnest, which has been blocked off by the Mantis tribe. While many people think that the truce mentioned in here was between the Mantis tribe and the kingdom of Hallownest, This would not make sense as the Pale King wanted to make peace with the bugs of Deep Nest, so he would not have wanted to block everything going to or from Deep Nest. It is very possible that this truce was in fact between the Mantis tribe and the Mushroom clan. The mushrooms obviously dislike the creatures of Deep Nest, as is made clear in this lore tablet, which reads, "This border bounds the twisting, scratching things, their dead sire once of honored caste, their sealed mother but the common beast. No peace with them we make." This obviously refers to the bugs of Deep Nest, and the last line especially makes it clear that the Mushroom clan and the bugs of Deep Nest have beef. So, the Mantis tribe and the Mushroom clan agreed that in exchange for the mantises protecting the fungal wastes from the bugs of Deep Nest, they would be allowed to live in the Mushroom's territory. And so, after a very long time, peace once again reigned on the Mushroom clan. But not for long. Chapter 4: Accepting the Will of the Worm. Not that long after they resolved their last problem, a new one came up, that being the kingdom of Hallownest and the Pale King. The Pale King was a higher being, born from a worm, and he had established the kingdom of Hallownest. The mushrooms chose to resist the Pale King's rule for a little while, but eventually decided to give in and accept the sovereignty of the Pale King, as they thought that his prescience would be useful. By the way, prescience means the ability to foretell the future, and it is an ability which the Pale King possessed. All of this is clearly mentioned in this lore tablet in the Fungal Wastes, which reads, "Verily shall we accept the will of the worm, its prescience shields us, fate and future shall entwine." So, now, finally, the Mushroom clan was in a state of complete peace. They were part of a large kingdom and even had a godlike king to lead them. Absolutely nothing could go wrong now, right? Right? Wrong. Chapter 5: The Infection. Yeah, the infection. You probably already know the story of the infection, so I'll give you the short version. Basically, there was this kinda evil moth god who was annoyed that she was forgotten by her worshippers, who had started following the Pale King instead. So she gave the bugs of Hallownest scary nightmares and took control of their minds. This was called the infection, and all the infected bugs would attack other bugs without relent. While the Pale King did try his best to contain the infection, and by trying his best I mean that he trapped his children in a giant pit and took the only child that he considered good enough to help him contain the infection, he still ended up failing. Pretty badly, actually. So, in the end, the Mushroom clan too ended up getting infected. They were all driven insane. And that's it, I guess. While this may seem like a sad ending, we might get to know more about the Mushroom clan in Silksong, if it ever releases, of course. But yeah, that's all for today, so see ya.